right, Nick, let's take a second to talk about the New York Jets. They just took down potentially, I would say, the biggest favorite in all of the NFL to go to the Super Bowl this year, the Buffalo Bills, and the Jets did it in fashion. This defense on the back of Darrelle Revis. Did I say Darrelle Revis, Nick? I thought that's who was out there. They was on an island. Sauce Gardner looked incredible. He had the interception today, a lot of pass breakups, looked like a phenomenal superstar in the making defender. I was so impressed by him. And this defense, we commented it on a video that we posted a week or so ago. This Jets defense is insane. That front four getting pressure like no one's business. They eat everything up that comes their way. They cause a lot of turnovers. And this Jets defense just took on a very explosive offense with Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Gabriel. This is a team that should not be messed with. And the Jets came out, and I think you have something you want to talk about. They had a different mentality today. They kind of, kicked the Bills' butts. Like, it was a sight to see. What did you think about this game, Nick?
Yeah, so obviously this was just an absolutely physically dominant performance by the New York Jets. Like this was a close game, obviously 2017, the final, and of course against the Buffalo Bills teams that's spectacular. They're talented, they're loaded, they're well coached, great quarterback. You're not going to be able to blow them out very easily. But the Jets physically dominated all across the line of scrimmage. They sacked Josh Allen 5 times today. Look at young guys, Bryce Huff, big sack at the end, sack force fumble at the end. Jermaine Johnson, tackle for loss, sack, very, very active. Starting to see him get more involved in the fold too. And you look at the young guys on offense too. Garrett Wilson looks like a legit number one already at this point in his career. The running game is strong. The addition of Robinson catching that screen for a touchdown. So you see this young core kind of come together. But I look at this team, they're just physically just as good as the Buffalo Bills. Frankly, they were better today. They outrushed the Buffalo Bills, right? And all the metrics, when you look at how good a team is physically, the Jets check every box. And we did a video over the weekend talking about how the way the Jets are structured, they're very similar to a lot of contenders. And we saw it today, the way they played. And they made all the big plays they needed to at the end of the game. I was really impressed in the fourth quarter. Miles game tied at 17. The Jets just turned and relied to the running game. They handed the football off and drove the football down the Buffalo Bills' throats to get deep in the red zone. They eventually kicked the field goal. And then when it comes right down to it, at the end of the game, they get sacks on Josh Allen, force them the fourth down stop. So that's what an elite team can do, right? When a push comes to shove, you can run the football to take over a game, and then your pass rushers can get a stop on the other end. And that's exactly what the Jets showed. And that's what would, if I was the Jets fans, I would be extremely excited at this turn of events because this team, I mean, it's hard to see, because obviously the Jets had struggles for a long time, but we're looking at a Jets team that's a legitimate contender right now.
Yeah, and I want to say, I think a big key to this game is the Jets up front. They have a lot of guys up front in the pass rushing department, and they're able to rotate them in and out, in and out. And you even see like the rookie today, Jermaine Johnson, was able to rack up a sack. Everyone is really making big leaps and bounds on this team. And I just think this Jets team is growing and growing and growing. And with Garrett Wilson as a star playmaker, Zach Wilson can manage the game and get him the ball enough. This defense can potentially, it looks, I always like to think of the Jets as like, the opposite AFC team that they always get all of Baltimore's players. So you look at guys like CJ Mosley in the middle. This looks like, a reminiscent Baltimore playoff team. Super strong defense, a serviceable game manager as your quarterback. And the thing that I think puts the Jets over the edge is they have a superstar wide receiver. CJ Uzama is looking decent as well. And the running game, the Carter ran for 76 yards and touchdown, Nick. That's no small task. And Robinson also 48, coming off of losing Brees Hall. If you got two guys back there, a dual threat attack that's able to get the job done, this Jets team looks special. And I think this is the best this team has looked since the Sanchez years.
Oh, 100%. I'd argue they're even better because I think Zach Wilson's more pivotal. There's one more point I want to leave you on. We talked about how physical this team is, how they've got some talented guys, with Garrett Wilson on offense, Sauce Gardner on defense, but they're well coached, fundamentally sound. Only 3 penalties today, Miles, because when you have talent, that sometimes can trip you up if you have the penalties and the dumb mistakes. The Jets took care of that extremely well, and that's one of the main reasons why they came away with an absolutely massive division win over the Bills today.